And of course, now we are joined by our senior Packers writer, Jason Weldy. And Jason, I have an urgent question. What was the worst birthday present you ever received?
Well, I thought you were going to bring me a stool for this
That'd
week,
be a
but it's
good
not
one.
my birthday. It is
Sure.
Jordan Love's birthday. Yeah, there's been a lot of bad birthdays, but this one has to be one of the worst. Now, the last time a quarterback had a birthday on a game day was Aaron Rodgers in 2018, December 2nd, and the Packers fired Mike McCarthy later that afternoon during his birthday party at home. So it could have been worse, but today was not good if you're a Packers fan.
And we'll stay on these sour notes. Tucker Kraft goes down with a knee injury that Matt LaFleur said did not look good, and now seeing reports that it may be even worse than that.
Yeah, it is an ACL in his right knee, which obviously ends his season. You know, a week ago we were talking about how this team needs to build its passing game around Tucker Kraft. He's coming off of a game where he caught 7 balls for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those are all career highs, and now you're without him for the rest of the season. That changes this team's offensive dynamic in a huge way. And don't forget, Matthew Golden left the game with a shoulder injury too, so they're going to be scrambling a little bit. And you look at the way they played offensively today, it showed.
And, you know, despite their record, which is good overall, do you kind of feel like we saw this one coming a little bit? I mean, it hasn't always been pretty despite the 5 wins.
Yeah, I don't think when you're favored by 13.5 points and you're at home and you're playing a team that has been up and down like the Panthers, this is a game you win. Like, if you're the team you think you are, even though you lost an important player, and I asked Jordan Love afterward about the impact that had, and it clearly did have an impact on this team, but they still had opportunities to go win the game. And Jordan Love throws an interception. They have the fumble early in the game. Like, they have to be better if they are the team that they think they are, and maybe they're not the team we thought they were.
And is red zone woes maybe the key to unlocking that? It felt like, and LaFleur and Love kept harping on the fact that they had good, drives, but couldn't close the door. Is that the key to you?
Yeah, I mean, consider this. They never punted today. Daniel Whalen, all he did was hold for field goals and extra points and then hold for kickoffs because it was so windy today. But he never punted, and yet you only score 13 points and you lose the way they did. And then you've got the defending Super Bowl champs and the Philadelphia Eagles coming in here on Monday night, a week from tomorrow. That is not a good scenario to be in, and it'll be really interesting to see how effectively they can rebound.
I can't imagine what your answer would have been if I would have asked you before the season. I told you the only 2 teams that the Packers had lost to at this point of the year are the Panthers and the Browns. But even better, I got to ask you right now, how does that happen?
Yeah, and the worst part is today was an opportunity, right? The Vikings go to Detroit and win. There's an opportunity to really be in a good spot in the division, even with losing a key player like Tucker Kraft. So, Matt LaFleur talked about it. They did not execute in the critical moments, and that's what teams that aren't quite good enough do. The ones that do, they come through in those moments. Jordan Love admitted he threw the interception. They have the 4th down play that goes awry, and he has to just throw up a prayer that should have been intercepted and returned 103 yards for a touchdown. They got what they deserved today, and that's really the disappointing thing if you're a Packers fan.
So you heard Matt LaFleur say earlier that the sexiest answer might not be to say we're just going to focus on practice, but that's what they're going to do. What do you think they're really going to do? Is that what it is, or what kind of changes need to be made before that Eagles game? And we'll expect them to look a lot different.
Well, it's interesting how teams have changed the way they defend them, right? Early on in the season, teams said, we're not going to let ourselves get beaten by Josh Jacobs in the running game. And the Steelers kind of took that approach, and you saw what happened to them a week ago. So clearly they're going to play soft zone. They're going to keep everything in front of them and challenge the Packers to go down the field. They need to spend their week figuring out a way, if they can be patient enough, to take those 10, 11-play drives and then get in the end zone, because they're not going to be able to get a lot of those 51-yard completions like they had today to Christian Watson.
And likely we will see a different-looking Packers team next Monday when they host the reigning Super Bowl champions, like Jason said, and Jair Alexander will be in the building. Who knows if he'll play?
Maybe he'll appoint himself a captain.
Sure.
Which was always fun a couple of years ago.
We could certainly see that. And what team did he do that against?
That was against Carolina, the team that won today.
Yeah, that's a sad way to bring it full circle. So on that note, for Jason Weldy, I'm Andrew Banstra from Lambeau Field for News 3 Sports.